the next 24 or 48 hours to make sure there's no reaction to it, and then we'll assess again as to what we're doing going forwards.
Let's go down to Colin. He's just down by the start line, and I'm sure soaking up the atmosphere there and looking at Jess's face very close up. You can see the tension, the concentration.
Just compose yourself yet again, get ready for this competition, because this is tight. When we talk about it full of talent, it's unbelievable. Tiffany Porter, Britain's #1, is a real strong contender in the World Championships. And
thank you very much. We'll go to commentary in just a moment, but I just want one more word from Tony on this, because brutally, is today the day you decide whether you go to Moscow?
No, I've got, it's not as clear cut as that. I think, like I say, we'll take another 2-3 days after this to have a look at how the injury reacts, and then we'll see what training we can get in the next week. She'll go late into the holding camp if we go into the holding camp, or maybe we'll go direct to Moscow. Those are things that we need to look at and make decisions on.
Relationships with coaches are so vital, aren't they? Because these are the times, it's all right being together in the good times, Paula, but obviously Tony and Jess have got a fantastic relationship, and these are the ones where, you know, the days where it really counts.
Exactly. I mean, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about the legacy rewarding those top coaches. That's where Tony started out, that's where my coach started out, and they're the people who are there through the ups and downs, through the really tough times, and making those crucial decisions with you, which can really make or break whether you go to a championships or whether you sit at home and think, you know what, I could have gone and I could have gone. So you don't want to take that risk either.
Well, Tony's starting to twiddle his fingers. It's almost race time. We're here for you, Tony. We're going to watch this one with you, and hopefully watch some good replays afterwards as well. Let's join our commentary team. Steve's in the box for this one.
Thank you, Gabby, and what a moment. Jess Ennis-Hill now waiting to be introduced to the crowd, and another full house here in brilliant sunshine, I'm pleased to say, because the forecast hadn't been great, but as Colin said, it is a little breezy down there. There's a lineup, and yeah, Ali, who would have figured here, doesn't start. So we've got Williams, Lewis, Wells, Sally Pearson, the Olympic and world champion, Tiff Porter, Jess Ennis-Hill, and Hildebrand of Germany in lane 9. Well, this event really is one of the most competitive events in the world, the 100-metre hurdles for women. Shermaine Williams made the semi-finals at the Olympics last year. She hasn't been quite as quick as that this year, is in the Jamaican team though. Now watch out for Yvette Lewis in lane 3. She only made the semi-final in the US Championships. We've heard about the standard of that, but her last couple of races she's run a new personal best in Finland, 12.67, and was second in Monaco last week. Kellie Wells, the Olympic bronze medalist. What a great race it was last year, but as Colin just mentioned, despite running 12.54, she didn't make the team, was 4th in their trials. Talking about people coming back from injury, the world and Olympic champion Sally Pearson still trying to find her best form. Her first race back after her hamstring injury was a good one in Ostrava, but has struggled to come on from that. Normally Tiff Porter, you'd say Britain's #1 hurdler, when heptathletes aren't taking part, that is, but Tiff has had a pretty good solid season so far. She is the UK champion. Lane 7 empty, and let's listen to the roar for Jessica Ennis-Hill. Outside Jess will be Nadine Hildebrand, the German champion. Well, I was saying a few minutes ago, chatting with Gabby, that first morning, the first event, which set the tone really for the whole athletics programme and set Jess on her way to the gold medal at 12.54 clocking. Of course, that is the British record. Tiffany Porter, 12.56, the second fastest. No records expected today, of course. A safe, good performance from Jess Ennis, and one which she can then carry forward. Long jump later on, of course, and hopefully give her the confidence to at some point make the decision about going to Moscow. But watch for the middle lanes. Lewis in lane 3, Wells in 4, Pearson in 5, and Porter in 6.
Set.
Pretty good start from Kellie Wells, and Pearson right alongside her, just not so quick out of the blocks. Tiffany Porter trying to get into this, but Sally Pearson, where she won the gold medal last year, coming back to some form. Tiffany Porter pushing her close. It's going to be Pearson though, wins it from Porter, then Wells. Jess Ennis might have got in for fourth or fifth, very close. 12.65 the winning time. That's much better from Pearson than we've seen probably in the last 2 or 3 races where she hasn't finished well. She finished that really well this time. Solid performance from Jess. I'm sure she'll be happy to have come through that. Looks like a smile on her face. Obviously not thinking about the problems. And look how much that means to Sally Pearson. A season's best for her. I said she ran well in her first race back in Ostrava. Hasn't really managed to move on from that until today. So she may well be able to go with some confidence towards those championships and defend her world title.
Well, a nation's favourite coming back from injury, but not Jessica Ennis-Hill, but Sally Pearson, and Australia will be very happy about this because she has had her problems, and very impressive season's best it was. And for Ennis-Hill, as she is now known, I think you see the smile at the end. It's not about the time, it's about competing, getting in there, and she finished strongly. It's about not feeling any tweaks or twinges as she ran that race, because coming over the hurdles with that injury, if you're slapping down on the track, that is probably where it's going to be felt most of all. So impressive from Sally Pearson though, and she took it out from the start and through the line all the way. She looked very, very strong indeed. Very good signs for her going to Moscow.
Well, she's a great technician, Sally Pearson, but the last couple of races hasn't finished her races off so well. That was much better today. Jess, nice and safely out of the blocks. Good, decent reaction time, not as quick as she can do, but again you can understand that. And I think what Jess will be most pleased about was how she finished the race. She came through really strongly towards the end, and in fact beating Yvette Lewis, who's been in good form recently. That's a good scalp to get. Just outside 13 seconds, 13.08. Be interesting to get Tony's views on what he thinks of that, but safely through, that's the most important thing, and look forward to seeing her in the long jump later.
Alongside me, the winner of the race, Sally Pearson, and Jess, of course. And